Greetings, salutations, respect and love. I am Scott, and you are in the Prog Corner, where after 56 long, arduous days of not having my phone and having to shoot videos on my webcam, it was just terrible. It was disgraceful, but I am back at full strength. Thank you to all of you for your support, your kind words, your encouragement. I really needed it. I was going through a lot. My brain just wasn't really handling all this negative information all that well. Today, we're going to talk about the 10 reasons why prog rock is the greatest music on earth, 10 reasons why I love it. Yeah, this is the Prog Corner, so big shocker. I love prog rock, right? Well, I'm going to give you 10 reasons why, and, this is the kind of conversations I'm sure most of you people have with your friends and family. Why do you listen to that weird music? Well, here's 10 reasons why we listen to that weird music and why prog rock is the greatest genre of music ever devised by mankind. At number 10. The genre melding that takes place in prog is unlike any other form of music. If you add too many different kinds of influences to any other genre, it loses its original form and its original shape, and you got to call it something else at that point. Not with prog, my friends, not with prog. Originally, it was classical music that was, the first thing that was put into the mix, but, bands like Soft Machine and Nucleus made sure that jazz was going to be a very important part of the stew. You have folk music influences. You have Eastern Asian influences. You have the Hindi and the South Asian influences. And lately you've got a lot of metal influences. There's so many different things that go into prog. So is prog even a genre, or is it just a stew of a whole bunch of other stuff? Of course it's a genre. At number 9 of the 10 reasons why prog is the greatest genre of music of all time, it's the virtuosity. Yeah, this is a double-edged sword, absolutely, because I'm wearing a Pink Floyd shirt, so that's not really a poster child for virtuosity, I guess, but, the idea of I suffered years for my music, and now it's your turn, Yngwie Malmsteen and Steve Vai, that school, I don't abide by that, I can play 18 million notes per second, that's not what I'm talking about with the virtuosity found within prog. To me, it's just like the extra little secret sauce, just a little something special, the frosting on a cupcake, if you will. When used properly, it's exciting and it's adventuresome and it can create all kinds of different things that people with lesser abilities could not do. And that also is part of why we love these bands so much, because of their superhuman abilities, we kind of, give them godlike status, and why not? It's rock and roll after all. So virtuosity is definitely a big, big part of why I love prog, but it's not the only reason. It's one of 10 reasons. And at number 8, creativity. Yeah, there's no other genre in the history of music that has been so open to change and try and experiment and do different things than prog rock. Absolutely. I mean, the whole idea behind prog rock is being able to do things that other bands weren't able to do in the past. They were saddled with that 3-minute runtime, and the chorus has to hit within the first 20 seconds of the song, etc., etc. After the Beatles, though, there was this feeling, this spirit in the air that music was definitely more than just a pop song on a radio. It could accomplish way, way more socially. It could accomplish way, way more just in terms of musicality. So the creativity found within the prog genre is, it's not equaled in any other genre. You had the experimentation of the psychedelic era bleeding into the prog era, and you had labels absolutely supporting this thing. They didn't care if a band dropped an album with one song on a side. As long as it sold, they were fine. And bands like Yes, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Jethro Tull, they were tearing it up. They were selling millions and millions of copies. So the labels were open to that kind of experimentation. The creativity also lends itself into weird time signatures, which is definitely a big feature of prog. I enjoy that. Keeps my brain active, I like 4/4 time just fine, but give me 13/8, baby. Bill Bruford referred to this era of the late 60s, early 70s, and he talked about there being a lot of slack in the rope, and he's absolutely right. There were so many things that had never been done before. That maybe isn't the case anymore in 2022, and thus we get into the whole thing is prog, progressive rock. Is it really progressing? But how much can you progress when you've only got 12 notes in a diatonic scale? But creativity, yeah, number 8. At number 7, yeah, we just went through the top 100 album covers in the history of prog. So the artwork is absolutely a big feature. I remember going into record stores as a kid and making buying decisions solely based on how cool the artwork was. I think about Hawkwind Hall of the Mountain Grill. I bought that thing sight unseen because I love the album cover. And so many of those Roger Dean covers came home with me just because of the artwork alone. So the artwork, that whole idea, that fantasy, subject matter thematically coming through on the record sleeves, whether it was Paul Whitehead or Roger Dean back in the 70s, or today with guys like Ed Unitsky and Stan Decker. Just incredible. I love prog album cover artwork. I always have. At number 6, we talked about it briefly just a second ago. The lyrical content of prog is unlike any other genre. Anything goes, whether it's Greek mythology or a footnote in an autobiography of a yogi, it didn't matter. Anything was fair game, and as a result, we got a lot of fantasy themes, the Greek mythology of Genesis and the spirituality of Yes, and some of the, social commentary of Pink Floyd, the whole idea of the lyrical content and the whole idea behind different songs. Well, prog rock was perfectly suited for the concept album as a result, and some of the greatest records in the history of prog were indeed concept albums. The whole idea of talking about something different besides boy meets girl, boy falls in love with girl, etc., etc. Forget about that. We've heard enough love songs. We don't need any more love songs. Thank God for prog rock. At number 5, it's keyboards, man. Keyboards, whether it's the Moog or the Mini Moog or, the Hammond organ or the Mellotron. Keyboards and technology in general in the late 60s, early 70s was a driving force for the genre. People like Keith Emerson were always looking to find the next technological advantage. Rick Wakeman invested in, technology companies to try to get an edge, to try to get the newest and latest keyboard sound. But my heart is with that early 70s sound, the Hammond, the Mini Moogs and the Mellotrons. Man, I know you don't need keyboards in prog for it to be prog. But man, oh man, if you've got a guy like Rick Wakeman or Keith Emerson in your band, I'm probably going to like you a whole lot better. At number 4 of the top 10 reasons why I love prog rock, it's the lack of commercial intent. I talked about maybe prog isn't a genre per se. It's the amalgamation of various genres. But the one thing that does indeed separate every single prog band from every other band on earth is intention. The intention of a prog band, especially post 1979, has not been riches and fortune and fame. Obviously, it was all about the music and it was all about the art. And as a result, the music business gets in the way sometimes. You've got two sides of the coin. You've got music and you've got business, right? Well, prog bands of yesteryear and especially of today aren't as concerned about the business part as they are about the music part. And that is what separates prog from so many other genres. And this lack of commercial intention by artists has certainly led a lot of my favorite modern prog bands into a creative cul-de-sac where maybe there isn't, an avenue to monetize and, create new revenue streams. But I don't care because it's all about the art. And, from the 1990s on, it's been a very DIY kind of thing, very indie kind of thing. The prog community of today resembles the punk community of the early 80s in a lot of ways, with a lot of bands self-releasing product, playing shows in front of 50 people and all that kind of stuff. But that just makes it my genre. It makes it my music. And I don't care, well, I do care because I want these bands to eat. I want them to have a good livelihood. But at the same time, I kind of secretly wish that every band that I love stays obscure so that they can remain mine and nobody else's. So maybe I should just, delete the YouTube channel because I'm talking too much about bands that I love. The DIY spirit of the indie bands, definitely very reflective in what's going on in the prog rock scene. And I love it. I love that stuff where, the major labels can just take a hike. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're talking about. At number 3, and again, we just touched on a little bit, and that is the relative obscurity of this genre. It feels like you're in a secret society, man. It feels like you're in your own little club, and only people that know the secret handshake are allowed in. And what is that secret handshake? I don't know. We'll come up with it. Maybe it's being able to sing all the words from The Revealing Science of God by Art. I don't know. But the obscurity of the genre definitely is appealing to me because if you're like me, you probably don't really want to like the same kind of music that your neighbors like or, the idiot coworker you've got. I don't want to listen to that stuff. I do like some popular music. I love Taylor Swift, I'm going to admit it, but, by and large, 99% of the music I listen to is obscure stuff that nobody's ever heard of, and that just makes it more personal, and it makes it mine. So the obscurity of the prog genre is definitely part of its appeal to me, as the weirdo that I am. At number 2 for the top 10 reasons why prog is the greatest music of all time. It's the sidelong epic, baby, yeah. And, we can go back and look at who had the first sidelong epic. It doesn't matter. The whole idea of abandoning strict song structures is at the very heart of what prog is all about. So having a 20-minute song doesn't matter. You can have a 30-second song, too. It's prog rock. You can do whatever you want. That's the spirit of prog. And the epic, to me, is kind of the one defining feature of prog rock that I think will survive into eternity is the idea that a rock song, a pop song, doesn't have to be 3 minutes. It can be 20 minutes. It can be 30 minutes. It can be whatever you want it to be. It doesn't matter. As long as it's great, to heck with convention. And the sidelong epic is really kind of the ultimate middle finger to convention, right? I know you guys are expecting a 3-minute pop song that you can dance to. Well, how about a 40-minute song that takes up both sides of the LP? How about that? Dance to that. And finally, at number 1, the number 1 reason why I love prog rock, why prog rock is the greatest genre in the history of pre-recorded music, and that is the bands, baby. The bands. Yes. Genesis, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, King Crimson, Jethro Tull. Oh, Pink Floyd, Kansas, Rush, Camel, Van de Graaff Generator, Renaissance. Oh man, the 70s were loaded with great stuff, but we've got so many great bands today. Wobbler, Big Big Train, The Flower Kings, Transatlantic, Neil Moore's band, Opeth, Haken, Dream Theater, Transatlantic. Oh, the future is bright for our beloved genre, boys and girls. It really is. And I'm really excited that I'm back up and running. We've got our channel back. Oh, no thanks to Apple. It was just a disaster because on the heels of me losing control over my Apple, which meant I had no phone. I also lost control over the YouTube channel because Google's got a 2-step authentication too. First one went to my email, no problem. Second one went to my phone. I don't have a phone. No. So yesterday was a good day. We got all our technical issues sorted out, so we're back up and running. The Prog Corner will not be stopped. It was looking a little dicey there for a minute, but that was just me being a 60-year-old baby crying about first world problems. Anyway, I love you guys. I'm back. The Prog Corner will not be stopped. Thank you to all of you who stuck by me, stuck by my side, gave me those words of encouragement. And a special thanks to Naomi from 365 Days of Prog for helping me out with my last video. Special thanks to Jim Newstead for showing me some love on the last couple episodes of your great channel. Anyway, it's good to be back. It's good to be back in the saddle, back in the control station. And I don't even know what I'm going to do. You would have thought that over the course of 56 days, I would have been really thinking about what I was going to do once I got back up and running. I did not. I just took that time to listen to a whole lot of new music. So I'm actually really excited to talk about some of the records that I've been listening to over the last 2 months. Anyway, I love you guys. Peace in the Middle East. God save the king. We're back, baby. Yeah.